Hey everybody, it's Chase with AV Pop Culture again, and today we are here to talk about something that us collectors don't talk about a whole lot, but we all know about, and that is bad blind buys. I have my top 10 worst blind buy mistakes, and we're going to count them down. So pop that tape in, I got you, let's go do this. All right, so bad blind buys. Now, to be honest with you, I had a hard time coming up with 10 of these because as you start to refine your tastes, as you start to curate a collection and you kind of know yourself and know who you are, you kind of are able to sidestep the bad blind buys a pretty good bit because you know your tastes. And usually by that time, you can pick something out of a movie that you're going to like and enjoy. And even with this list, with the exception of a couple, like there's a reason that I bought one of these and I will never get rid of it. With the exception of a couple, there's not any that I'm just like, ooh, I got to get that out of my collection. There just may be one reason or the other that I'm probably never going to watch it again. And I would have been better off probably just saving the money. Now, the first one up, it's a bad blind buy because I just don't see myself like watching the movie multiple times. For me, it's not ever just again. Like I'm somebody that watches movies over and over and over. Even if they play on the background or whatever when I'm doing other stuff. This is one that I should like better. I'm the perfect age for it. All that kind of stuff. I never saw it though when it came out, which made no sense. I'm not sure how I missed it, but it was released from Vinegar Syndrome and I will never get rid of it because I'm a completionist for this line. But coming in at number 10 is the VSU of Daryl. It's not a bad movie. I just don't see myself like wanting to rewatch it multiple times. Even I could have put Six String Samurai here, but I actually enjoy the goofy action and stuff of that more than this. It has the kid from Neverending Story in it, and of course I'm a massive Neverending Story fan. I don't know what it is about this movie that just keeps me from liking it more than I should, or not as much as I should. I don't know what it is. So I just don't know that I will ever tune this in again. Or like want to watch it that often. Now I want to keep it forever. It's incredible packaging with the VSU 4K from Vinegar Syndrome. I'm going to collect all those. I don't care what the movies are because I want that library of those movies. I'm not a completionist when it comes to everything. But for this line, it's so rare and sparse that I'm happy to collect all these no matter what. It looks incredible. I don't know what it is, but if it wasn't a VSU and it wasn't part of this line and I had bought it, I probably wouldn't have bought it. Let's just say I probably wouldn't have bought it without watching it first. But Daryl, it comes in at number 10 on the list, but one that I will keep forever. Maybe my kids will get something out of it. I don't know. I don't know what it is about it, but it misses the mark for me. Now, the next one is going to shock you probably more than that one, but I blind bought this. This was a very popular physical media release. I blind bought it. I even got me a nice Blockbuster box sets slip to protect it. It's a steelbook. I really like part of it, but I'm just not a big fan overall. I'm talking about Godzilla -1. I got this Blockbuster box set that he doesn't have anymore to protect my steelbooks. This is an awesome steelbook. Super cool artwork. I love how Godzilla looks in this. The 4K is incredible, but I don't see myself watching it too much. I mean, maybe I will give this another try, but I'm going to be honest with you. I like the older Godzilla movies and just select one of those. I actually am more of a fan of like the era of like Godzilla versus Biollante. And then I like this new Godzilla King Kong monsterverse. I should be where I'm more partial to the older Godzilla movies and stuff. I'm not. I like the new stuff started with Kong Skull Island, and the Godzilla movies that moved in, the Godzilla vs. King Kong and all that. I am into those. I am just totally into those. No matter how cheesy they are, I like the mythology that they put around them, all that kind of stuff. And I will watch those multiple times. And I just don't see myself watching this multiple times. I'd heard how great it was. To me, there are parts of this movie that don't even need to be there. They drag, they try to build up this other stuff that isn't necessarily needed. And some of it is lost, I think, in the translation. But visually stunning, in 4K. And I really do like how Godzilla looks in this movie. But I don't know. This was not a cheap steelbook. I didn't buy it aftermarket. I bought it brand new, but I don't know. It's one that I think I'll keep for posterity because I'm collect Godzilla stuff and King Kong and everything. But if it wasn't for that and trying to have that library of those, I would probably just sell it, get some money and buy something else. But Godzilla -1 comes in at number 9. Now, at number 8 on the list is one that's not offensive. It's a fun, low-budget Valentine's Day slasher film that Arrow released. It has Sarah Lancaster, who I know from the TV show Chuck. And this is one that I'll probably watch again. It has some other recognizable faces early in their career. The quality is very up and down. And I say that from someone who's made micro-budget films that look light years better visually than this. But still overall kind of fun, a little confusing. So not offensive. But I'm talking about Lover's Lane from Arrow. Now that's a Blu-ray. It led me to believe they were going to be like a really like big Hookman story. And while the Hookman is in there, the story kind of gets a little convoluted. And then you have those quality problems and it kind of jumps around. It's worth a watch though. Like this is not one that I'm like, I need to get rid of that and get $12 out of it and move it on. No, I'll keep this in the collection, pop it in around Valentine's Day. But if I had seen it first, I probably would have just skipped it. Now, that being said, I got it for like $17 on Orbit. So, what are you going to do? I am less bothered by bad blind buys than I used to be because I started thinking about it. And I know my buddy Jason over at Pop Culture Movie Mass, make sure you check him out and go over there and subscribe. He was talking about what I had said to him that, you always have blind bought movies in a certain way. Like growing up in the 80s, especially, we didn't have access to tons of information on movies. And every time, even to this day, when you pay for a movie ticket, you are blind buying it. So, if you blind buy it and you have something physical to hold, that's still better in a lot of ways than spending. If like me and my son, who's into horror movies, if we had went and saw this at the theater, if it was at the theater, I'm just saying, for instance, you're easily going to spend $25 for the 2 movie tickets, at least, depending on when you go, $20 to $30. And then you're going to get Coke or whatever else you're going to get, a popcorn, and it's going to be a $60 or more experience for 2 people. $17. That's going to be $60 for 2 people. You're going to walk out of there, if you didn't like the movie, with nothing. At least I have this. I can physically watch it again. I can watch the special features. I could sell it. I could do whatever I wanted to with it for $17. So essentially, we've always blind bought in a way. So I'm not that opposed to it anymore. I used to be more opposed, and I started thinking of it that way. And I started thinking, especially when my son wants to go with me, like Nosferatu, for instance, we didn't go see it at the theater just because he had a football tournament. And then, if you buy it and it's $30, that's still cheaper than he and I could have went and seen it at the movie theater for. Now, I'm all for going to support movie theaters, but if you can't make it, then I would rather buy it than pay $10 or sometimes $20 now to rent it on demand. So, Lover's Lane, I will keep in the collection, but comes in at 10, 9, 8. Now, at number 7 kind of falls into this category. This is one that I wanted to like more, and the movie moves in fits and starts. It was done by John Francis Daley, and who's a huge movie nerd like I am, like a lot of us are, a Star Wars fan. This is another one I should like more. I'm not sure it's the pacing, how the movie's done. I'm not sure what it is. I will give this one another chance, but I'm talking about 5/25/77. This is an MVD visual release. Now, I got this for like $9, $8 used from Orbit. So, I mean, how offended can you really be? But the true story of a boy, a girl, and a movie that changed everything. So this is kind of like semi-autobiographical or whatever of him and his love of movies and filmmaking and Star Wars. It stars a sci-fi obsessed teenager, and you got John Francis Daley kind of playing the teenager, finds himself torn between making 8mm sequels to his favorite movies and pursuing the girl of his dreams. I don't know what it is. I'm going to have to give this movie another try. I should like it better than I do, and I can't figure out why. But otherwise, it will be one that I keep in the collection because I'm a Star Wars fan. The cover art is cool. My kids might get something out of this, especially as they get older into being teenagers now. So like my son just turned 14. My daughter is 12, be 13 in a few months. So they might dig into this too. I'm going to give it another try. Again, it's a keeper, but had I watched it before, I might have been like, I don't know about that. But, I got it for like $7 or $8. So 5/25/77 comes in at 10, 9, 8, 7. I didn't write anything down. Now, this next one is one that I also got used, and I got really cheap, and I thought this was going to be better. I thought it was going to be a little more fun than it is. I was thinking more of like the 80s movies like Hard Ticket to Hawaii, Savage Beach with a little like sweet sugar thrown in. But it ended up being just an exploitive, like, women in prison type mess that didn't have a lot of levity to it. And it just was purely exploitive. And I couldn't get into it. I'm talking about Amazon Jail 1 and 2. I tried. They can't decide if they want it to be tongue in cheek and fun and kind of like an action movie or a girl in prison movie, or a serious, almost like Lost in the Jungle type movie. They can't decide what they want it to be, I feel like. So like this kind of gives you the impression that it's going to be a little bit more of like Savage Beach and Hard Ticket to Hawaii and stuff like that, mixed with some women in prison and like maybe like some missing in action type vibes. And it's none of that. And there's whole sequences that don't make sense. I don't know. But, I'll probably keep this one just because I'm going to just be honest. I got this on eBay for $15. Or no. I got this on one of the sales last year. And it was $13 with slip. That's what it was. So like for $13, like what am I going to do? I'm going to sell it for $15 on eBay. They're going to take their cut. I'm going to make $9, and then I got to go and mail it. That's just not worth it. It's just not worth the hassle. $9, $10, not worth the hassle. So I will probably keep it for that reason. And it does have some cool, like old school art on it, but Cannot say that I recommend that one at all. Amazon Jail 1 and 2. And next up is one that I stretched to be on this list because it wasn't 100% blind buy. I had seen it before because my friend Tennille is one of the stars of this movie, and she starred in my movie Creature Feature. But I am talking about The Canyons. Now, this is a Paul Schrader film. It has a lot going for it as far as cast, as far as the director, as far as all that kind of stuff. But holy crud, does it just make no sense. The movie is weird. I can't even tell you why it's so weird. Risha even watched it and she's like, that's a weird movie. But, you know, I bought it in support of my friend because she's in it and she plays a big role. And she, you know, so I kind of knew about this movie. So, but, you know, with the subscriber sale and everything, I got this for like $12. And I will keep it for Tennille's sake. And, but I cannot, in good conscience, recommend The Canyons to you. It's just not very good. It's just not very good. Now, the next one up is one that Severin supposedly discovered. Like, this film had been discovered. It had been lost. It was in an estate sale. Somebody rescued it, and they maybe should have just left it where it was. Now, I knew it was going to be bad going in. So it's almost like an entertaining bad, like, oh my God, y'all get over here and watch how bad this movie is kind of thing that you can have fun with. I'm talking about The Mummy and The Curse of the Jackals. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. They have like, they so bad they threw the world disc premiere of a bonus sexploitation feature on here with it. A kitsch masterpiece. I don't know if I'd go that far. The werewolf looks like he's wearing oven mitts walking through Las Vegas. It definitely has a shit ton of camp value. It does have some camp value to it. And I really like, this is one, if you have it, you get some buddies over, some friends over, and you're like, we gotta go watch this shit. You're never gonna believe they made this movie. I mean, when it starts talking about how the legendary John Carradine earns a day's pay in his role in the movie, that just cracks me up. But it's got some cool special features with it. It's bad. It's really bad. But it's the kind of bad that has that ridiculous kitsch value, like the title of the movie and then the Las Vegas behind it there. It's really bad, though. It's really bad. It's a bad blind buy, but one that you can just laugh and throw popcorn at the screen with your friends and just cannot believe that this movie was made. Now, the top three, this next one is the first one that is mainly the target of the one that I'm ready to move on out of my collection. And I've talked about it recently. It's kind of iffy on this list because it's a blind buy technically because I'm a Vinegar Syndrome subscriber this year, so I paid for the movies, but I didn't pick it individually. It got sent as part of the subscriber package, but I'm just not into, let me cover this up, the White Cannibal Queen. I am not a cannibal movie person at all, and I'm just not into it. This is one that I'll probably like trade or give away at some point because, again, like this is going for like $25 on the website, so 25 or $29.99, something like that. What am I going to do? I'm going to list it for 25. eBay's going to take 13%, so it's going to be down to like $20. So maybe I could make, by the time I package it up and then go mail it, I could make 18 or $20. I only do go into the post office like once every 2 weeks, see if people buy stuff for me, win stuff for me, everything else, because my post office is forever packed all the time. It's a multi-hour process for me to go. So, like, do I want to do it? I would probably rather just give it away at some point or something like that. But White Cannibal Queen, I cannot in any way recommend. If you're into cannibal movies, I guess I could recommend it, but this is not one that I would have ever bought. And it's part of this. It's just a big nope rope. I can't I'm not a cannibal guy. I'm not a cannibal movie guy. So White Cannibal Queen, bad. Just not for me at all. Maybe it's for you. If it is and you want to buy it for $20 from me, let me know. Let me know. You can PayPal me. But White Cannibal Queen is definitely high on this list. Now the top two, this number two knows it's a bad film, knows it's a cheap film. The cover art got me on this, and I got it cheap. I actually did this in a video a long time ago about bad movies with great cover art, but I am talking about The Lichen Colony. Ooh, boy, a visual vengeance movie. And look, that's cool slip, but this artwork right here, that's what sold me. You got werewolves and neon. Two of my favorite things. I mean, this is like he's a bartender and you got the neon going and all this kind of stuff. This thing even comes with air fresheners. This is one that I would keep for the kitsch value and the cover art. Like, dude, I would totally like get a poster of that right there. But this movie's bad. It's like a shot straight on video, and it is rough. Like, it's this like there's not even real actors in it. It's like, hey, mom and dad, can you stand in here in the kitchen and say these lines or something? Like, it's, and I'm gonna record it with an ancient like videotape recorder that we had laying around. I mean, it is includes the full version of the movie. Well, Lord God, I can't believe there's another version of it. And look, I'm not trying to riff on independent filmmakers because making independent low budget films is hard. I know that firsthand. But I would have never, like my first movie, The Doorway, I'm probably going to put that available for Patreons at some point. So if you're a member of the channel, and on YouTube, I can't put it on there. So you can always just cancel your membership over there and join at Patreon if you wanted to, but I can't put it on YouTube's thing for whatever reason. But that's probably like my worst film. It's my very first film. We only had a few $1,000 total after I bought equipment and everything. It still looks light years ahead of this. Like, I don't know, but this is another one that kind of leans over into that. So like just campy, you can't believe it. Watch this. But I will say I would have paid the like $15 or whatever I paid for the artwork. So, but man, is it bad. It's bad, but it's a werewolf movie and I definitely own it. And it's one that you can buy, but Lichen Colony comes in at number 2, and number 1 is about to make a lot of you mad because a lot of people just love this movie. And for the life of me, I cannot figure out why. I have watched it twice in case I was too harsh the first time. I think the movie sucks. I think this movie sucks out loud. And I am talking about You're Next. I know. Pick your jaw up off the floor, everything. I don't see the redeeming quality about this movie at all, especially watching it more than once. There's like nothing more than once. If I wanted to watch a movie in this genre, I would watch Hush, which I'm not particularly into either. It's okay. Home invasion movies do not scare me. They do not. I am not scared at all because all of these movies they end in a couple of seconds if someone is smart enough to have exercised their Second Amendment right and protect their house. And then I promise you, if one of these little bastards was running around, it would be a short fight. So I'm just not, these movies don't do it for me as a rule. This movie, the conversation around the table. I didn't even know this when I first started watching this movie, but I messaged my buddy Brian at the last movie standing. I'm like, dude, the dialogue around the table at the start of this movie is so pretentious. It is so pretentious, particularly from these guys. It is just pretentious. It's overcooked. He's like, dude, they're all filmmakers. And I was like, oh, that's the problem. Because they all have to like get their vision and what it's just dripping with pretentiousness. And I don't get the appeal of this movie. I just do not. I don't get it. It's got this awesome release here from Second Sight. It's got another release from Lionsgate Limited. And I mean, to me, the only redeeming quality is her, right? Classic. I was looking because I thought she had a quote in here. But, you know, I have tried so hard. I do not see the appeal of this film. I do not. I mean, and if you do, that's totally awesome. That's the whole point of movies. I say it all the time. Movies are art. Art is in the eye of the beholder. Art is subjective. I just don't see it with this. And I see a lot of camera movement that doesn't need to be there. Maybe it's because I'm a filmmaker and I make independent films too, that I see, it feels like every shot, every line, it's almost like, let me show how witty I am. Let me show you how much of a sophisticated and intelligent filmmaker I am with every line, with every camera movement, with everything they do. And I don't see how this one holds up that well on a reshoot or a rewatch. Excuse me, or reshoots would have been good on a few things. But yeah, I don't get it. Had I watched this movie first, I would have never, and I mean never, bought this movie. Not on a bet. I would not have watched it. One of my favorite horror actresses can't save this for me. I love Barbara Crampton. I absolutely love Barbara Crampton. She cannot save this movie for me. She can't do it. It's that much for me. It is one that I've watched twice. It's in a set over there. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It is a cool set. I love all the extras. I don't see myself ever watching it again. I mean, maybe someday down the line, I'll try to give it another chance. It's not good. I can't figure it out. I can't figure out why people think this movie is so good. I cannot figure it out. It's like one of the hype trains that got started and everybody just agreed that pile of shite is really, really a good smelling one. And I just don't get it. I don't get it. And maybe it is 100% because I'm coming at it from also an independent filmmaker's perspective. And I see them trying and everything on all these little things they're doing. And maybe I'm just judging it harshly because of that. But I've tried to watch it. And I mean, Hush was made independently too. And I think that one is better, is much better. I think the motive of this is stupid. I don't know. But it definitely took off, and more power to them. Congratulations on that, because that is like getting struck by lightning. And hell of a job, hell of a set, but man, it is a bad blind buy for me. And that is my list of bad blind buys. Now, to keep it where it's not so negative, because you guys know I hate being negative. As you can see, I kind of struggled to get a list of 10. And even within those 10, I find redeeming qualities, with the exception of White Cannibal Queen. I find redeeming qualities in these, and you know, most of them I want to keep for whatever reason. I'll try to watch again. because I love movies, and I have refined my taste, and I know what I like to the point that I am, pretty on target with the stuff. Now, I should say that I have like 6 or 8 more recent blind buys, but those are going to be in another video because I had some of my friends, some great physical media YouTubers that Daniel at Cobweb's channel, Brian at The Last Movie Standing, Jason at Pop Culture Mass, at Movie Mass, Jordan at The Movie Den. I had some of my friends recommend some blind buys, recommend some movies for me to blind buy and watch and review and rank. So those are kind of set separate. Those will be on another video, and that'll be a positive video. And then I'm going to do some of my favorite blind buys on a video. Now, I'm not sure which one will come out first, but make sure that you watch that one too. And I really do enjoy it. I had a lot of fun doing this, and I realized that I don't have a lot of blind buy regrets, and that's a good thing. But if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. It helps out the channel. You can join below at my Patreon link or my YouTube channel right here. Become a channel or Patreon member. Get your name and lights on every single video. Behind the scenes looks at my filmmaking, special members only videos, and all that kind of stuff. I will say I'm trying to get people to consider migrating over to the Patreon. They take way less, and I can just do so much more over there that I have found. Like the doorway, putting the movie on there. So much more stuff over there. Now, that doesn't mean I won't put content here for you guys that would rather stay on YouTube, but I can just do more over there. So keep that in mind. But either way, I really appreciate you supporting the channel. And until next time, be kind, rewind like always. This is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.
I know.